Great.
What's good, YouTube, man? We back with another reaction video. We about to react to Larry Bird making the case. This is a highly requested reaction video, man, from all my Larry Bird subscribers and Larry Bird fans, like my old, you know what I'm saying, my old heads that's 80s fans, man. You know what I'm saying? It's for y'all. And it's for for anybody that's wanting, you know what I'm saying, want to tap into Larry Bird, you know what I'm saying, get some knowledge. A lot of younger cats that's younger than me need to tap in for real, so y'all can really learn and see what this man was about. You know what I'm saying? I'll be reacting to his highlights and stuff, but I'm pretty sure he about to break down his career and stuff like that. So we gonna get into that. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. New watchers, make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Shit, try to run this video up to like 500 likes. My Larry Bird videos be doing pretty good, but this about to be a real long, lengthy video. You know what I'm saying? Real breakdown on Larry Bird. So, shit, if everybody can watch the whole, at least try to watch the whole thing. I know everybody can't watch the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? People be having calls. People, you know what I'm saying? Stuff be happening. I don't be watching every single YouTube video all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I'm gonna drop the donation link for everybody that's want to support the channel and donate to the channel. For everybody out there that's been supporting and donating to the channel, man, I really appreciate y'all. Yeah, man, we gonna run it up, man. We gonna, you know what I'm saying, we gonna get to 2K subs at the end of the month. That's my goal. And my main goal is to get to 10K subs by the fall time. So, man, help me out, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? The more y'all like my videos, the more y'all comment on the videos. You know what I'm saying? YouTube gonna push the videos out for me so I can get more subscribers, more likes, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? And get more revenue, generate more revenue, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all, man. I wouldn't be shit without y'all. So I want y'all to know that I really wouldn't be shit without y'all. Let's get it, man.
Basketball is special. The size of the court and the lack of pads or helmets give fans the most intimate experience of a team sport that exists. And because of the different styles that basketball allows for, players develop their own distinct identities and signature styles through their creativity, flair,
Pistol,
and athleticism. And although no player succeeds alone, the scoring volume and two-way nature of the sport give individual stars a nearly unprecedented amount of control over the flow and outcome of a game. For this reason, players are constantly compared to their peers and to the legends of the past in order to answer the most hotly contested question in the sport: who's the greatest to ever do it? For many, the question is redundant. They believe in only one right answer: their answer. Others might have their own personal stance, but acknowledge one or two alternatives. But I believe that there's much more nuance to the question of greatness and more answers to it than you might think. By my count, there are 8 players in NBA history that have a substantial claim as the GOAT. It's a subjective thing, though. I can't give you a definitive answer. All I can do is make the argument.
I thought they was gonna show that highlight.
So today, I'll be making the case for Larry Bird
legend
as the greatest basketball player of all time.
Should be a good one, y'all.
When it comes to basketball, Larry Bird is the smartest, clutchest player to ever play the game.
He literally do everything.
Now, if you don't think that Larry Bird is the greatest basketball player of all time, you probably hate that I just said
some crazy, amazing
Those
shit.
are the kind of talking head sport cliches that surely impact the game, but are impossible to empirically measure. Normally, I'd agree with you, but I think that when you talk about Larry Bird, you see those intangibles become real, palpable results. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't believe it. When Larry Bird was drafted by the Boston Celtics in 1978, the NBA needed saving. Attendance was in the toilet, the league had few marketable stars, cocaine addiction had several players in its grasp, and most damning of all, playoff games were being tape delayed. Playoff games at the highest level of basketball were being put in the back seat for black and white movies and network reruns.
That's crazy.
But rather than join the Celtics after being taken 3rd overall, Larry Bird decided to return for his final year at Indiana State, a decision that would prove to be one of the most important in the history of the sport. Bird's final year saw the Sycamores tear through college basketball, going 33-0 before the national championship game. Bird, already claimed by the NBA's most historic and prestigious franchise, had established himself as the generational talent who would inherit the mantle of pro basketball. Indiana State's opponent in the national championship was Michigan State, captained by the immortal Irvin Magic Johnson. The Sycamores lost the championship to the more talented Spartans in the highest-rated game in the history of basketball at any level still to this day. The stage had been set. The next decade of basketball would be defined by the rivalry between the white hick from French Lick and his Boston Celtics and the black Magic and his Showtime Lakers.
Ooh, okay,
the rivalry between Bird and Johnson is entwined into the fabric of the NBA and is worthy of 100 documentaries. In this video, though, we're going to be looking at Bird's claim of supremacy. Here's Bird's basketball resume.
3 championships, 3 regular season MVPs, 2 finals MVPs, 12 All-Star selections, 10 All-NBA teams, 9 first NBA.
His 3 MVPs came consecutively, making him only the 3rd player to accomplish the feat, along with Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. His 2 finals MVPs are misleading. He was absolutely the best player on the '81 Celtics, but he was only a sophomore, and his 15 points per game in the finals gave the media an excuse to exact a little vengeance on a legendarily difficult interview. His All-Star and first-team selections also come with the caveat that Bird only played for 13 seasons and missed all but 6 games of the '89 season following surgeries on both feet. I can hear you already. A 13-year career, and this guy is supposed to be the GOAT? What color of paint are you huffing, Clayton? Green, obviously. But hear me out. Yeah, Bird's career lasted about 2/3 as long as it should have. But what he did in that time was so impressive and so substantial that every basketball fan acknowledges that he's in the conversation as the greatest ever. Doesn't it matter that those 13 years saved professional basketball, delivered a disproportionate amount of memorable moments, defined the golden age of the league, and produced a career by which all other forwards before or since are measured? Bird squeezed every drop of talent out in those 13 years and made it seem more like 30. He didn't just leave his fingerprints on the game. He left so much of his DNA in the sport that it needed a cigarette afterwards. There's something to be said about the candle that lasts half as long but burns twice as bright. Those 3 MVP years stack up with any other run by any other player. I will put an A+ Larry Bird season up against anyone's. What does an A+ Larry Bird season look like? A full box score, a blowout win, a nearly undefeated record at home, and a play style that could only be described one way: white. Larry Bird isn't just a white basketball player, he's the white basketball player. To describe Larry Bird's game is to thumb through the Hoops dictionary and pick out every cliche about white players.
He was so
unathletic, great shooter, good fundamentals, the whole thing. The archetype of a white basketball player is Larry Bird, with one exception. He had an unparalleled understanding of the game of basketball, both as a physical contest and as a mental competition. His basketball IQ infected everything he did and catapulted his career into legend. Bird was a complete player. Jerry West called him nearly as perfect as you can get. He was the league's first great marksman. He could contort his body to shoot from anywhere on the court, regardless of the level of defense. He pioneered the art of the dagger 3 and was the founding member of the 50-40-90 club.
50-40-90 series.
Bird's understanding of angles and coordination led to a higher rebounding average than Patrick Ewing, and it made him an impressively adept finisher in his younger years. '86, Bird dropped 47 points on the Blazers, playing the majority of the game left-handed.
I gotta react to that game for y'all.
His lack of quick lateral movement meant that Bird didn't do much when it came to slapping the floor and picking up the opposing point guard, but his size and omniscience gave him the ability to body similarly sized players, read defenses like a free safety, and pick off passing lanes with ease. His passing was transcendent, and I'll highlight it later. And of course you need to know that Larry Bird was a tough MFer.
Got to pause it real quick. Let's get back to it.
He had a superhuman motor and dove for loose balls like a beagle at the park.
Hustle right there.
He was a willing participant in his share of fights, often precipitated by his league-renowned trash talk.
Larry Bird told Robert Reed he ought to stay there. He should have stayed in preaching. That was funny. He had 50 points. I was guarding in my rookie year. He looked at me and he goes, "You can't stop me." And I looked at him and I said, "Gosh, boy, you're so confident." He proceeded to score like 10 straight points on me. The coach took me out the game. He walks by and he's laughing at me.
He was a basketball genius. He'd be a step ahead.
It's cold.
A thought ahead. play the game like a chess game.
I'd much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird because you have to play.
That's the quote y'all always be bringing up with James Worthy.
You have to get inside his mind.
If you put all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
That's crazy.
Did you notice something during those testimonies? Those are some of the best basketball players of all time.
Facts.
And they all sing Bird's
All
praises
facts.
like they were former assassins who had to go toe-to-toe with John Wick, and they're just happy to be alive. Bird excelled during one of the most talent-rich periods in league history. The abridged list of his basketball rivals goes like this: Dr. J and Moses Malone on the Philadelphia 76ers, Sidney Moncrief on the Milwaukee
Sidney
Bucks,
Moncrief.
Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer and
Loaded.
the Bad Boy Pistons, Dominique Wilkins on the Atlanta Hawks,
Loaded.
Bernard King on the New York Knicks, Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls, Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph
Twin
Sampson on the
Towers.
Houston Rockets, and of course, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the
Showtime
Los
Lakers.
Angeles Lakers. All right, there's no point avoiding it any
Era
longer.
was
We
loaded.
have to look at Magic versus Larry. If you have Magic over Larry, it's because he has 5 rings to Larry's 3, had a peak that lasted about 2 or 3 years longer than Larry's, and had a 2-1 record against Bird's Celtics in the finals. Perfectly legitimate,
Yeah, we did
completely
go
respectable
2-1.
arguments. But in the interest of making Bird's case, allow me to retort. For nearly the entire decade of the 1980s, the Eastern Conference was irrefutably the more competitive conference between the two. Considering the competition, for
I
Bird
always
to have
said
made
that.
5 finals appearances is just as impressive as
You
Magic's
had the
9.
Pistons,
As for the head-to-head record responsible for
Celtics.
Magic's 2 extra titles, he had more help. Seriously, the Celtics' Big 3,
We ain't
the
really had
Lakers'
nobody
Big
that
3
was
get
gonna challenge
compared
us for
all the
real.
time historically as if they were of equal caliber, but weren't Magic's accomplices just a step above Bird's? No disrespect at all to Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, but Kareem was the alpha dog on the 71 Bucks and was the best player for at least 2 of the Lakers' 5 titles.
Kareem, that hook shot serious, bro.
James
Like, how did he
Worthy
hit
was
that
the
shit?
number 1 pick out of UNC after winning a championship as the best player on a team that had Michael Jordan on it. Throw in
Facts.
the fact that Magic got to be coached
Facts.
by Pat Riley, one of the most brilliant minds in basketball history, and you could say that the Magic Bird argument comes down to one thing: luck. So if their careers come down to luck, the question just becomes who you would rather take. Now, I'm not making this video to tell you why you shouldn't take Magic. I'm making this video to tell you why you should take Bird. Not just over Magic, but over everybody. One thing that helps him is the fact that his play would translate
Such a
perfectly
body.
into the league today. A 6'9" sharpshooting forward with eyes in the back of his head who
he
averaged
feels so
double-digit
good in this era.
rebounds in an era against Moses and Laimbeer. He'd gobble up boards as a power forward. He'd be an offensive mismatch against everybody as a small ball center, and his off-ball skills and passing would pair
Off-ball skills
perfectly
is
with the
crazy.
flow of today's game. Add in his competitive mania and 3 generations worth of medical advancements, and we're talking about a player who could have stuck around so long they would have had to rename the league. As
Facts.
you've been watching these clips of Bird, I would hope that you
Pass.
would notice something. He always knows where everybody
Facts.
is.
He always ahead,
Watching
one
Bird
step
play
ahead
basketball
at
is
all
like watching
times.
those monsters from A Quiet Place that know where you are if you make any noise at all. Bird had a level of clairvoyance that bordered on the unnatural. In
They
85,
love that,
he ended
highlight
up
of
1
Larry
steal
Bird.
away from a quadruple-double after playing just the first 3 quarters.
Larry
His
Bird used
passing
to
was famously
had
infectious
Kevin
and helped
McHale
transform the Celtics of the 80s into an
Bill
ideal
Walton.
that basketball teams at all levels are still shown tape of. They moved the ball with precision and intent, always looking for better shots and determined to get the
Larry
entire
Bird always
team
keep the
involved in
ball
the
up.
effort. That
He always
fact
looking
is
ahead.
almost entirely attributable
He's
to Bird
always
and his
cutting.
wizardry with the ball. This acumen also helped Bird become the only player with a GOAT claim to transition successfully into other basketball roles after his playing career. In his 3 years as the head coach of the Pacers, Bird won a Coach of the Year award,
final.
coached the Pacers to their first and only
Against
finals
Kobe and
appearance,
Shaq.
and gave
My
Michael Jordan
Lakers.
as much trouble as he'd ever gotten in
boys.
his career in the '98 Eastern Conference
he took,
Finals.
Indiana
After
to
moving
7
into a
games,
front
too.
office role for
I mean,
Indiana,
Chicago.
he won Executive of the Year in 2012, becoming the only person to have an MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year award.
That's crazy.
On the court or off of it,
MVP,
inside and out,
Coach of the Year,
Larry
and
Bird sees
Executive of the Year?
basketball as only
Wow.
he can. That intelligence also lent itself to Bird's defining skill, making the big plays. Remember, NBA players get paid to win games. James Harden is getting paid nearly $40 million this year because he's supposed to help the Rockets win games. Victory can be achieved in a lot of ways, and the win column doesn't care how it happens. As Mark Sinclair once said,
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
But when your team is down 1 in a crucial playoff game with 8 seconds left, and you need to hit a shot to stay in the series and keep your season alive, that's where players really separate themselves and earn their money. Love it or hate it, it's the players that come through in the big moments that live forever in our memories.
For sure.
Some players, for whatever reason, were never able to do it consistently.
Patrick Ewing, man, he had it bad.
Some players were truly outstanding at it.
And Dame, he a killer with
Larry
it.
Bird was the best at it.
Yeah, Larry was a motherfucker with that, with the game winners, bro. Super clutch, and he hit free throws. Don't send him to the line.
I'm not going to give you the stats about his field goal shooting under 2 minutes with a score that's this close, or tell you who has the most buzzer beaters, or any of that.
Take that for data.
I'm just going to show you clutch moments in clutch situations. 1985 against the Blazers. Bird drops 48 points, including this. Down 1 with 2 seconds left.
Inbound pass, the double team and Bird. Larry, fake, fall away.
That's cold-blooded right there. That's cold-blooded.
1985 against the Hawks. Bird sets the Celtics scoring record with 60 points.
Oh yeah, I
with
remember
shots
that.
like these.
I reacted to that game. Go check that out too. I reacted to that like 3 months ago.
1986 against the Rockets. Not all of Bird's clutch moments were singular. The bigger the moment, the bigger his performance. In Game 6 of the 1986 NBA Finals, Bird clinches the championship with a triple-double in what he calls the best game he ever played.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Bird wants a three.
That's cold-blooded right there, man.
1987 against the Washington Bullets. Bird hits one shot to tie it before it's waved off because of a timeout.
Waved off? They waved it off?
Hits another shot to tie it up for real.
Crowd is standing up. It goes now to Bird. Bird
The runner?
And then in double overtime, down 1, he
Not
does
the runner.
this.
It's gonna go to Bird. He's got a shot.
Then he hit that shit too. Like, bro, come on, man. He's sending boys home teary-eyed as hell.
For 3 years, from 1986 to 1988, the three-point contest knew no other champion but Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
He's still got to drop one here quickly. 14. This is a tie for the money.
I reacted to that too.
1987 Eastern Conference
I
Finals,
reacted
Game
to
5.
this too.
Tied at 2 games apiece
Oh,
against
check out
the
my
Bad
Larry
Boy
Bird
Pistons.
reactions.
This enormous game
Cold.
would put the winner 1 game away from the NBA Finals. The
Oh,
Pistons are up
Rodman
1
beat
with
that
seconds
boy
remaining.
shit.
The ball goes out of bounds off the Celtics. Isaiah Thomas just needs to inbound the ball to win the game.
Good steal, Bird. DJ. Y'all know I love DJ.
There are truly too many big games and big moments for me to go through
And he's
without this ending up
6'10",
as a
6'9",
documentary.
6'10". That's
But
the
that
thing.
all leads me to this.
That's
what
one
I
of my
really
favorite
want to
Larry
talk
Bird
about.
highlights right there.
1987 NBA Finals, Game 4 against the Lakers. LA is up 2-1, and the Celtics need to win to tie the
Oh
series.
yeah, this
and
that
stay
magic.
alive. Bird
Magic
hits a
hit
3
that
with
hook
12
shot. I
seconds
think.
left to go up by 2.
Bird. Good shot. Cold.
Kareem comes down and gets fouled with 8 seconds left. He makes the first, but misses the second.
And missed the second.
LA ends up with the ball with 7 seconds left, down 1 point.
In the low post, being guarded by Dennis Johnson.
Byron Scott is in the ball game now.
5
Magic
seconds
hits
ago.
this, the baby
Y'all missed
sky.
the hook shot. That's tough, bro.
2 seconds left, down 1.
Dennis Johnson on the inbound. Bird fires it.
What do you think happens?
He missed it.
I bet it wasn't that. When I paused the tape and the ball was hanging in the air, you thought it was going in.
Shit, hell yeah.
Bird thought it
I
was
bet
going
everybody in
in.
the world thought that shit was going in.
Magic thought it was going in. I've seen this game before, and I still think it's going to go in. But it didn't. Pat Riley said it himself. We got lucky. And that, a missed shot in the NBA Finals, is why he's the clutchest. Because after he makes the big plays, has the big games, hits the big shots, time and time again, you expect him to hit every
I
shot,
love that Larry
to
Bird
win every
moment right
game.
there.
And in those fleeting moments when he doesn't, when he looks like a mere human, when he looks like everyone else who tries to do what he does, you just can't believe it. That's what Larry Bird did. He made the big plays so often you thought he was going to make them every time.
Right.
He helped turn basketball into a global phenomenon, paving the way for every Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James who comes through our lives. He played basketball in its purest form and captained a team that is consistently ranked among the greatest of all time. He has the second highest win percentage in the history of the NBA.
That's tough.
Behind Magic by less than 1/2 of 1%, about
less
10
than
games.
1/2 of 1%.
He was the complete package, a player with
10
no
games,
holes
he
in his
said.
game whatsoever.
That's crazy.
They called him Basketball Jesus. He didn't get that name without doing something extraordinary. He saved basketball. And he did it by playing it better than
GOAT,
anyone
man.
else. Here's Magic at Bird's retirement in
One of the
1990.
greatest, man.
Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry
This a
Bird.
dope ceremony, man.
To the greatest basketball player ever, but more important, a friend forever.
The Bird, man. That was a good ass video. That was
Hey,
a good
everybody,
ass
thank you so much
breakdown,
for
man.
watching. This was a really
If you
fun
enjoyed
video
that
to make, and I'm
reaction,
gonna
enjoyed that
continue to make
video,
more of them,
man,
so
let me
please
know,
feel
man.
free to
Drop a
subscribe.
like,
And while you're
man.
at it, go ahead
Drop
and
a
check out my
comment.
website, ballsandsuch.com,
You know what I'm saying?
where
New
I
watchers,
post
make
things
sure y'all
about,
subscribe.
like, if the solar system was a basketball team,
I
could
really,
Uranus
I
hit a
fuck
jump
with this,
shot? You know,
this reaction
really
right here. This is a
important
good ass video, man. Whoever made this video was a good ass video, man. I'm gonna clap it up for you for real. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm gonna drop the donation links at the bottom. Make sure y'all tap in, man. If you want me to react to somebody, like one of your favorite players, favorite teams, anybody, just drop it in the comments. Let me know. Follow all my social medias at the bottom and in the description box. But like I said, I'm gonna drop the donation links in the description box too. So if you want to support the channel, donate to the channel. Feel me? Go ahead, feel free. I appreciate it. Everybody that's been supporting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I appreciate y'all. Y'all know I'm a genuine dude. Y'all know I really appreciate all the love, man. I really wouldn't be shit without y'all. But yeah, man. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Run this video up for me. And we out.